Ricky here. It's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
It's officially up 11 pounds from the beginning of December. Just wanted to get that 11 flippin' pounds. And signed up at Kosama the last day, right after Thanksgiving, for a contest of, which one are you? You this one?
I think, let me check. No, that sounds a little, nope, that's not me.
That's not you?
We're checking my, whoa, that's
you. Oh, there you go.
Checking
Zap.
You could have turned it down to chest.
That's actually a really good tip. To test the level, turn it down first. If it goes away, turn it up.
Right? Okay. Anyway.
So I was stupid enough to sign up for a contest that you had to keep yourself within 1 pound of your weight at weigh-in.
Did it cost
through
you
the
anything
holidays
to sign up?
Huh.
Okay.
We get a chance.
That's not so bad.
But still, but I was like all excited. And a honeymoon, holidays, 11 lbs. 11. Unacceptable.
Mine has snapped back. What I thought was 10 is actually now 4.
Okay, well, that's good.
So it's kind of like a leveling off of consumption. Allow your body to kind of
just process its new normal.
Yeah, and everything kind of leveled. The water was really rolling back and forth for a while there. The weight was going, I was eating, and everything was going great.
Just going crazy.
And just kind of the calm, and now all of a sudden, it was like, oh, that wasn't quite so bad then.
Well, as we record this, it's January 3rd, and I just got a message from my wife earlier, and my not use your resolution, but just kind of
suggestion.
Well, for me, myself was I think I said this, not going to drink alcohol for the whole month of January.
Right.
Just going to be more diligent by going and staying for the entire class at the gym, just for the whole month. Just see how it goes. So let the record show January 3rd at about 12:30. I get a message from Beth and asks if I'm still not drinking this month because she wants to go out to happy hour. Thanks, babe. Thanks.
Obviously, confidence is high.
Right. So I said, I'll make one exception. I'll start on the 4th.
We'll start on February.
Right. On February 1st. Tax day. We'll start on tax day in April.
Tax day. That sounds even better. Right after May 5th.
Right.
Cinco de Mayo? Yeah, right after that. That's when we'll start.
All those tacos,
after
then
July
I'm done.
4th. After July 4th, then we'll be good to go.
Yeah, so hashtag support on that one.
I don't know if I can help you.
Yeah.
I really don't. I'm probably not a good buddy.
No.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'm not a good wingman for her either
Right?
when it comes to not supporting the whatever.
You could still, okay, do you think you could go with her to happy hour?
No.
And have like a Johnny Rogers. What do they call that? Johnny Rogers. What is it?
Shirley Temple?
Shirley Temple.
I don't think she would want to go with me and I order a Shirley Temple.
And I'm sorry to Johnny. I didn't mean that.
Is Shirley Temple's what? It's a
the drink? It's like 7-Up and
cherry sauce.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could go there and say, can I have a 7-Up and a little, what's it?
Grenadine?
Grenadine, there you go. If I don't say Shirley Temple out loud, maybe it'll be okay.
Hold on, I got to look something up here real quick.
But let's be real, I need a cocktail.
Roy Rogers, that's what it was. It's a Roy Rogers and a Shirley Temple. Those names come from the flipping 30s, don't they, or 40s?
So what's a Roy Rogers then?
It's like Coke and cherry.
Okay.
Coke and grenadine, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Lord knows.
I better know before happy hour tonight.
I can tell you the last time I had one of those.
Well, I need a cocktail, so I'm good. I'm good with cheating. Need to have a cheat day.
Let's see, the Roy Rogers. Okay. Or you could go with the like Virgin Daiquiri.
No. Are you kidding me? If I'm going to go out.
Tastes just the same.
No, it doesn't.
Cola and grenadine. Yeah, we were right.
Is it Roy Rogers?
With a Marciano cherry.
All right.
That's a Roy Rogers.
Well, I'm going to go leaded tonight, so I'm going to get.
We have the Shirley Temple.
No, yeah.
And the Shirley Temple is the 7-Up and cherry. Wow. Delish. You can make one of those and add a little vodka, but it'd be really.
Then therefore it's not isn't that called a dirty Shirley?
That's just wrong.
That's called bright.
You can't say that.
No, you can't.
No. The funny thing is like a Shirley Temple and a Roy Rogers anymore. It doesn't even probably resonate.
People say Shirley Temple, but they don't know really what it means.
What a Shirley Temple was at the time.
Yeah.
Or who she was or what she did.
Yeah.
Or who Roy Rogers was. I don't know what you'd name him in replace because they were both. I don't know why it's called a Roy Rogers because he was an adult film, as far as adult film star, he was an adult as a star.
He was the star of Shaving Ryan's Privates back in the 70s. Remember that? Romancing the Bone? Starring.
No. He was
an adult person that was a film star.
That was a star on TV.
Yes.
There we go. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yes. Yes, he was.
Who played Roy Rogers? Was he? No,
Roy Rogers was Roy Rogers.
Who did he play?
Roy
Rogers.
Rogers.
Played Roy Rogers and Tonto. There we go. Yeah. That was in the 50s, dude. Think about that. That was 70 years ago.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? My goodness. But
who knew they had adult film stars back then, too?
I'm sure they did.
And he rode bareback, too, didn't he? Or did he have a saddle?
I think Tonto did.
I knew it. I always knew that about Tonto.
Oh, stop. We're going to get in trouble.
I always knew that about Tonto.
Roy wore a mask.
I knew that about Roy, too.
I will say that. A 6-shooter at his side. And he kept his boots on.
Yeah, he did.
Anyway.
Anywho.
Get off of that topic right now. Let's see. I just got a notification that something's happening at my house. I don't know what.
Yeah. I had a notification on the Ring that we missed somebody who's at our door.
Really?
You know? And so because you get motion, and then if somebody hits the button, it says you've missed a ring or somebody's at your door. So then you go and you check out who's there. A random car just pulled up, and some guy carrying something walked up to the front, and you notice when he gets closer, it's just somebody, apparently a lot of Amazon packages being delivered. Oh, yeah. And it's just an unmarked car.
Yeah. Oh, that's so creepy, though. Amazon uses a lot of those. I think that, they just ran out of vehicles trying to get everything. Yeah. It's the garbage truck. No, that was this morning. I was a mailman. Okay. Okay. Just checking on you.
Be careful.
I'm telling you, it's hard not to watch this when you know you can.
I know.
I love watching the early morning clips because that's when I let Jack out and he's out tearing around in the yard.
Yeah.
And so I can see what he was doing out there, just throw him outside. And sometimes I turn it on and he's just standing there staring at the door. Terrible.
That's how Beth felt terrible when she yelled at the cats through the camera because they just looked so confused and she felt awful.
Like, that's so unsettling because they're probably, what was that? I don't even know what that was. Anywho, let's see what else has been going on. Oh, I do have a Fugitive Friday.
Okay.
We talked the other day talking about the Ring and the different people that have been captured on there lately. And then our buddy John Carroll. I don't know where we are with that yet. If they found the guy that broke into his office, his law office, second time in 2 or 3 years. We'll see if we can't find that out, but they had some great video on that. I guess, I don't know that they had video the first time. I'm not sure how that
I think
works.
it was just like...
it was just the security building security, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Man, that's just something else. But we do have, here we go, Fugitive Friday from the Saunders County Sheriff's Office. And a couple of ladies are on the list this week. Now, granted, not huge criminals, but both are pretty much in trouble for the same thing. Desiree Flagel is 34, and she'd been posted there before, but she hasn't been apprehended. She has a failure to appear on a motion to revoke her probation. Now, she was last known to be in Omaha.
So you don't show up when you're going to show up and ask them to stop having you be on probation. That's not a good sign. That's not a good look.
It really isn't. It's probably not going to work in your favor. Leah Verratti is 21, and she got a failure to appear also on a driving during suspension charge. And it appears, they write, she has multiple warrants, Sarpy and Cass County as well. Last known Omaha, so Douglas County. Be on the lookout.
Yeah.
All the tips are confidential. They've been doing pretty good. Apprehension, Crime Stoppers, you can go through that. We just had the one story about somebody that did the Crime Stoppers.
Yeah.
Love to hear more of those. If you did the Crime Stoppers and you got the cash, we'll keep it anonymous for you, I promise.
We would like to thank Kugler Vision for their support of our podcast.
It's the year of Kugler Vision.
It's the year they've been waiting for since Dr. Kugler was a baby Kugler. I can't wait for 2020, Mom. He's looking up at her.
I'm going to be an eye doctor.
Yes.
2020 is going to be my year.
It's perfect.
This is going to be the best one. And it could be your year too. Now, Pat and I have both had the procedure done on our eyes and had our vision corrected. My goodness. The one thing I always say, the only regret I had is I didn't do it sooner. And if you have any trepidation, if you're fearful, trust me, a lot of people have already told us about this, that they were fearful. They trusted us to go ahead and make that consultation appointment so you can go in and meet the whole gang. And then you all of a sudden feel that security. It just all of a sudden takes the fear away.
That's right. And also, you don't have to just trust us. I mean, 3 years in a row, they've been voted best of Omaha. So a lot of people in the Omaha area and the region trust Kugler Vision.
Not just a lot. We can actually put a number to it to a degree. They have over 600 happy patient reviews. And so, yeah, the 3 years in a row, and I think they're doing pretty well. So this could be the year.
When you make your consultation, you need to let them know that the Pat and JT podcast is where you heard about Kugler Vision, and that's who sent you to go see them.
That's really important. I mean, we want them to know that our supporters are supporting them.
Go to their website. It's kuglervision.com. Yeah, I mean, would you be able to out, like if you had a family member that you knew did something wrong, other than murder, blah, blah, blah. But if it was a legit, there's a Crime Stoppers out for this person who did something.
Writing a bad check.
Yeah, and you know exactly who it is. It's somebody in your circle. Would you...
Didn't show up to court. Failure to appear.
Yeah. Right? Yes. Yeah, nothing like murder or anything like that. But like failure to appear on suspension. And they're like, oh my gosh, they're looking for Tina. Uh-huh. And you're like, I know exactly where Tina is. She's in those Westwood apartments. Uh-huh. Would you call her?
Friend?
If she's anybody you know, it does a friend.
Oh, I just know him?
Well, I guess. Yes. Well, she's your friend. You consider her, if Tina called you to go out and have a cocktail before this, you would have had a cocktail with Tina.
That's hard to say.
Does a dollar amount matter? If it was a $10,000 reward guaranteed or $500, done. See ya, Tina. Tina gone. Deuces, Tina.
Guaranteed it's done.
Oh man, I just changed the name of our podcast. Deuces, Tina. It was supposed to be Shirley Temple with vodka, but nope, it's now Deuces, Tina.
Deuces, Tina. Yeah, that's I see. And we watch those kind of shows all the time where, people find out that somebody in their family did something. And I love that, just the crime stories. I started watching You again because the next season came out. And I was like fuzzy on where things were left and all the characters, because things were being referenced in that first episode. And I was like, did I watch the same? Is this the same show I watched before? Because I am having a hard time.
That's the equivalent of not remembering the first page of a chapter even though you read it twice. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. You got to go back. So I'm watching it again and seeing some of the interactions I don't remember the first time. The first time I was so focused on him. Mm-hmm. And if you've watched the show, it's a Netflix show where he's, on one hand, he's a stalker. On the other hand, he's a doting boyfriend. So which one do you want?
Right. How far, once you cross that one line, all of a sudden everything's creepy. Up to that point, everything was fine.
One time you start collecting her hair, now you're weird.
And watching the stuff that he does, because he's trying to protect his identity and other people figure him out that he's a creep. And so then that's when he commits murders and people disappear. But it's not so obvious because of the setting, and that there are other circumstances where those people could conceivably have left. Mm-hmm. It could be they weren't that close with them. They weren't that good of friends. It's just kind of weird. And watching how he's gathering information on her the second time is even more creepy now, because like hanging out, she's going to an event with her family, and so he goes to the event kind of in disguise and just kind of follows them around.
So that's weird. So
and can hear conversations.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
If he just shows up and like, oh my gosh, I didn't know you were going to be here. That's one thing, but disguising?
Kind of disguise, like hat down low, hiding around corners. Same way if she's meeting her girlfriends at the bar, he goes to that bar and he just sits like behind maybe there's a pole on one side of the counter or something, and he's kind of behind it, but he can still hear the conversations.
So weird.
It is. It's really creepy. But then you think, though, that's what people do anymore online, is basically they stalk them.
Worse than that. People go, hello, I bet in the last 3 days, Zillow was in your I know it wasn't in our house. The first thing that Beth will do when like we meet somebody or whatever, it's you go to Facebook, you find out where they were, you go to the assessor, you go to Zillow, you go all DNA, all this stuff as much as possible to know about this person.
DNA. I just found out that somebody I used to know, who I saw their name show up randomly in somebody's timeline, and it was from another city, another age, apparently has moved to town. She literally works within 1 mile of here.
That's crazy. And she doesn't. And you found this all out by just stalking.
Yep.
And every chick is the exact same. Every girl and verse.
No
you guys, I don't know where you guys took your Facebook stalking classes, but Verse must be teaching it.
He's fast. I gotta say it. He's really fast.
But I don't know who. Maybe it's just me that doesn't think about that stuff. I don't automatically think when I meet somebody new to go check them out who their cousin in Richmond is, and you guys all know this stuff.
I look through the whole. It's just, to me, it's as natural as if I don't know something, I automatically Google it. Google it.
Yeah.
And it's like if you don't know something and somebody's sitting there saying, "Well, I just don't understand what the blankety blank means," and I'm like, Google it. Like that's my go-to. I can't even understand a world where you ask anybody a question hardly anymore.
Yeah.
Because if I have a
You
question,
just Google it. You Google it.
Google it. You'll find it.
Yeah. Would you want? I would think it would be super fun. Putting all creepiness aside.
Okay.
I think it would be super fun to get up in the morning. And this is going to sound so like a murderer.
Trying so hard not to be creepy.
I'm trying so hard, but I'm trying not to be creepy, but I think it would be fun just to get up some morning and just be like driving down the road and pick somebody and just follow them all day.
Oh, that
just
is
follow them all
creepy.
day.
That's
it's just like, but never like talk to them or interact with them, but just follow them all day.
But that people have done that. Think about it. The people that are traveling and all of a sudden start doing a live post of what's going on their airplane, or talking about this couple that's behind them and completely word for word of what the argument is about, and they're posting this thread.
I've seen that before. Yeah, for sure.
And it's all about this people, and you're thinking on one side, everybody's like, oh, this is hilarious. You guys read this. This is so funny. And then you realize the people behind her have no idea.
Yeah, that the entire world is in certain cases, right? And I wouldn't tweet it out or anything. I would just want to see what people do.
That might be creepier.
To tweet it out or not?
To not tweet it out,
well,
actually.
But like, I'm following Brenda. She walked into Menards. It'd be just kind of fun. Just to see what somebody does, like on a daily basis. Just like, what do you do?
Yeah.
Like, where do you go?
It would kind of be like
on a Saturday.
And just to see, I would hate if somebody did that with me.
Well, yeah, that'd be awful. I would hate that too.
Because you don't really think, when you think nobody's looking, obviously.
Picking your nose.
Well, yeah, talk to yourself.
Right. Oh, you do that here.
I do. I forget sometimes.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll be in your office, and I'll hear down the hall. Now, just wait a second. How on, what is that? How does this? Oh, I got it. I'm like, oh my gosh, what? Who are you talking to? Who just came in here? And then you're like, I think I got, yes, I do. Oh, here it is. Got it. Like, what? Is Jack here?
Nope. I'm just sitting there talking it out. Just airing it out a little bit. That's all. Sometimes when I say something out loud, it makes more sense or less sense. And that makes, instead of just keeping it in your head.
Yeah. All right. I get that.
Just saying. Anyway, God, let me see here. What else is going on in the world?
I just think it'd be fun. If anybody's ever just randomly followed somebody. Yeah.
It's almost like a scavenger hunt type.
Mm-hmm. Kind of. Kind of. Okay. I was going to, I go to the gym early, so I'm driving at about 4:30, probably 4:40. Okay. And from my street, which is close to 144th and Giles, from that intersection, all the way randomly into, and I work out the Kosama Legacy, followed me the entire way. Pulled it into Legacy, and I didn't really notice it until they turned like the second turn, and it was a big truck. That's why I noticed it. And at 440, who's on the road? And really nobody's on the road except murderers, right? And idiots like me. So, and I noticed, and I said to myself, I'm like, if this car follows me and takes a right on 168th.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep my eye on it, and they did. And then I said, okay, there's no way they're going to turn into Legacy. No, I knew it wasn't a cop because it was a big truck.
Okay.
And sure enough, they turned left into Legacy behind me. And so in my head, I'm thinking instantly I'm going to die. And so I went around about.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go different way.
Yeah, I'm not getting gutted like a fish. So yeah, they didn't. They went into a lifetime.
What's funny is the other day I was on the other side of that because I was going to Goodwill. And I had, may remember about 7 or 8 months ago, I made mention of the fact that I had a whole bunch of clothes that I cleaned out of my closet, and I had them all piled up in my spare bedroom.
Finally got
rid of them? The last day possible. Well, actually, it was the eve of New Year's Eve that I finally loaded them all up in the truck so I could take them to Goodwill. And so I'm heading out to Goodwill. I followed a car it would be for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 miles. Turns included. It was going the same way I was going. I was just behind him the whole way, and he went to Goodwill.
That's weird.
And I felt bad when I pulled in behind him because he was going to drop off some stuff. Same place, and it turned out it was a little red truck, and it was a guy dressed as Santa Claus got out, and he. And I made a point to say, "Oh, hi."
Did he look at you weird?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't even notice.
He probably didn't even know. Because if he thought you were following him, he wouldn't have gone into Goodwill.
He got there and then he got out and of course, ho, ho, ho. And he gets out and he's got all these things to donate to Goodwill. And I felt awful because I followed him the whole way and I was like, God, he's going to turn again. Oh my God, I'm right on his tail.
Santa, this is funny. Santa, so at Target on 128th and whatever L-ish, in there.
In that place you don't like to drive into?
Yeah, the S show that is that place. The few days after Christmas, it's really nice, like 50 degrees. Yeah. We went in there just to grab a couple things. And on the way out, we saw the weirdest, I wish I'd taken a picture, dang it now, the weirdest couple, okay? And I don't mean this rude, like you're weirdos. It was just odd. Okay. So they were they may have even been in like a senior citizen or a handicapped designated stall at the front.
Okay.
Like they were older couple.
Okay.
And this woman gets out and she's older. I mean, not having issue walking, but you could tell she's older. Mm-hmm. Her husband gets out of the car, or her man friend, and it is the guy that is like, imagine Santa. Everything to a T Santa. Okay. But every inch of hair is dreadlock braided. Even his long beard, it's white. He's older. He's probably in his 70s, and it is straight up dreadlock tight to his head.
Really?
Like he just got back from Jamaica sandals, and he went crazy. Yeah,
he bought in. He bought in completely.
It was the weirdest. It was the weirdest thing, and he had like these mean looking sunglasses on, and it was like, did Santa snap after the 25th? He was done, and he just, I'm getting dreads and I'm out.
Can you blame him?
But then the lady that was with him was like such a grandma,
Did they look like they're the same age?
Ish,
right?
Yeah.
But it just went down two different paths.
Like he's going on his third midlife crisis. It was the weirdest thing. Beth and I thought we were silent for about 90 seconds. We just watched them walk by.
What do you do?
I should have taken a picture. Dang it.
You should have. But then again, that's right up there. That's close up on high in the list of creepy creeperness. Speaking of that, in the handicap stalls, which that's the correct term, right? Mm-hmm. I park in it every day at doggy daycare, and I feel like I need to make an explanation. I never do, but I do because I have a pickup, and it's raised just a little bit higher, and so I park so it's easier for Jack to get out and to get in. So I'm like,
but you're there for not even 30 seconds.
Not even 30 seconds, I swear. But I'm waiting for the day because it happened the other day. There are like 6 stalls that are right at the front, and I park at the one. It's not the only one. There are others. It's not like I'm parking in the only one. That literally somebody did pull in that had the sticker, and she had to park in the next stall. And I felt like she definitely was looking at me.
Of course, she was looking at you.
But it was for my dog.
Of course.
So I'm trying to figure out. I'm just trying to make life easier for him, so he doesn't hurt himself.
So let's make it more difficult on the woman that has the sticker. Is that what you're saying?
But there was another stall that was just as close as I was, right on the other side of me.
I know. I
felt terrible.
I would too. I would feel terrible too, but there's you were there for 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
And there's other options.
I let the dog out, jumped and took him in. And the same way, that's where I park when I pick him up too, so it's easier for him to jump in. I know he's a German Shepherd, and I know he can do these things, but I want to try and keep his joints good for as long as I can. Because I know those bills will not be small. Oh, no. I know they won't.
Hip dysplasia is a real problem.
Right? And so far, so good. He looks pretty good. So I'm just doing what I can to avoid.
So we'll take any feedback from our police officer friends on that one. Is that, do you have to be parked in one of those stalls for a very long time? Is there a limit of time? Are
there good excuses?
There we go. That's it.
Is there ever a good excuse?
I don't think there is ever legally a good excuse.
Because I know I can't get him a sticker.
Yeah. There is never a good excuse, but we'll just see
I don't know.
We'll just see what all of our police officer friends have to say about that.
4 other stalls, I swear. Nobody's ever in them but me.
And ramps for trucks, too.
I do have one of those, too.
All right, so 402-403-9478. Text us. You can get on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's Pat and JT. Is it against the law, technically, to do that? Technically. Thanks for listening to our podcast. Rate, review, subscribe, all those fun things.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Parkville Media Production.